Hi guys, and welcome back to the Crochet Tour YouTube channel. In today's video I'm bringing you another tutorial, and this time it's for another character in the BT21 line. So this is Shooky. So yeah, this one's quite a quick one actually, because obviously there's not really like much to it other than a head / body and then some arms and legs and a mouth. So yeah, if you're interested in finding out how to make this, then keep watching. As always, the written pattern is available on my blog for free and will be linked down below. But yeah, without further ado, let me show you what you'll be needing for this tutorial. For this tutorial, you'll be needing aran weight yarn in mid brown, dark brown, and then black and white, but you only need quite small amounts of the black and white. You'll be needing some stuffing. You'll need more than this, but this is just to demonstrate. You'll need some scissors, your yarn needle. I've also got my crochet hook here. This is 4mm to go with the aran weight yarn, but you could size up or down depending on which weight of yarn you're using. You'll be needing a stitch marker. You'll be needing some safety eyes. I've got 12mm safety eyes here with their backs, but you could use smaller or bigger if you don't have 12mm. And then finally you may want some pins to help when you're sewing everything around. So yep, that's everything that you'll be needing for this tutorial. We're going to start with the head / body, I suppose. So to start off with, use your mid brown yarn and just do 6 single crochets in a magic circle. So that's the end of round 1. You should have 6 single crochets. Then for round 2, we're just going to increase in each of those single crochets. Okay, so now at the end of round 2 you should have 12 single crochets all the way around. I'm going to talk you through the next few rounds. They're just standard increases in increments of 6. So for round 3 you're going to do single crochet increase and repeat that 5 more times to get you to 18 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 4, 2 single crochet increase, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 24 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 5, 3 single crochet increase, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 30 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 6, 4 single crochet increase, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 36 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 7, 5 single crochet increase, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 42 single crochets at the end of the round. Round 8, single crochet all the way around. Round 9, 6 single crochet increase, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 48 single crochets at the end of the round. And then rounds 10 to 17, single crochet all the way around. So I'll meet you at the end of round 17 as we'll then start doing some decreases. So I just got to the end of round 17, and at this point you're going to want to add your safety eyes. So I've just added some 12mm safety eyes between rounds between rounds 11 and 12, 4 single crochets apart. So yeah, I'd recommend doing that at this point, because then you can just use these backs to secure them in place. That's just what I'm going to do quickly now. Okay, and now I'm going to continue crocheting, so I'm going to do round 18. So to start round 18 you're going to do 6 single crochets. And then a decrease. And you're going to repeat that 5 more times. That'll get you to 42 single crochets at the end of round 18. Then for round 19 you're going to do 5 single crochet decrease, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 36 single crochets. Round 20, 4 single crochet decrease, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 30 single crochets. Round 21, 3 single crochet decrease, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 24 single crochets. And then round 22, 2 single crochet decrease, repeat that 5 more times to get you to 18 single crochets. So I'll meet you at the end of round 22 as we're then going to stuff the head / body. Once you get to the end of round 22, you want to add your stuffing, so that's what I've just done now. This is what it looks like. So there's just 2 more rounds to do now. So for round 23, single crochet decrease and repeat that 5 more times to get you to 12 single crochets at the end of the round. Then round 24, decrease all the way around to get you down to 6 single crochets at the end of the round. So I'll meet you at the end of round 24 as we'll then close up the hole, and then we'll talk about adding the face details. Got to the end of round 24 and now I'm just going to close up this hole, so I'm going to cut my yarn leaving a bit of a tail. Then I'm going to use my yarn needle to weave the tail through the front loops of each of those 6 stitches. Okay, so then if you pull tightly, it should close up the hole, and then you can just weave that yarn tail through to a stitch at the back. Like this, and then you can just cut that. So this is what I have at the moment. So I think the next thing that I'm going to do is to add the eyebrows, and then we can probably crochet the mouth. I've got a length of black yarn here. I think I'm going to use this to add the eyebrows rather than embroidery thread, because I think with the bigger eyes it perhaps should be a bit of a thicker line to match. So I'm just going to, and you can also weave your yarn tail, weave your length of yarn in through a stitch kind of below the eyes as well, because this is where we're going to sew the mouth down, so it will be covered up by that later on. So just a little tip for you there. So I'm just going to have a go at adding these eyebrows now. Okay, I actually am happy with that placement. Usually it takes me a while, but I think I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to leave it like that, and then I'll do a little knot here to keep this in place. And then, like I say, this will be hidden by the mouth when we sew that down. So yeah, the next thing will be to make the mouth. Just to let you know, I did actually have another look at this eyebrow, and I did just move it up 1 single crochet because I wanted it to be a bit more dramatic looking. Yeah, I thought that was a bit unusual that I liked it on the first try. Usually it takes me a couple of attempts. So yeah, if you're not happy with yours, just unpick it and try again, and I'm sure you'll get the shape that you want. But yeah, let's move on to making the mouth now. For the mouth, we're going to start off by using our dark brown yarn, and we're going to start by chaining 9. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start working in the second chain from hooks, that's this one, and we're going to do 3 single crochets in dark brown to start off with. So, and I'm going to be working in the back loops, but you can work in these front loops if you want to. It doesn't make a massive difference. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then on the 3rd single crochet we need to change to white. You only need a very short amount of yarn for this. There's literally just 2 single crochets that we're going to be doing in white, so I'm just changing colour now. And then yeah, once you've got your white on the hook, then you're going to want to do the next 2 single crochets in white. So 1, and then on the second one we're going to be changing back to brown, so don't forget to do that. So that's that. We've got our 2 single crochets in white, and then we're just going to be doing the final 3 in dark brown. and I might just crochet over this tail just to keep it in place. Okay, so that's row 1, so you should have 3 single crochets in dark brown, 2 in white, and then another 3 in dark brown. You're not going to be doing anything more in white at this point, so you could just knot these 2 tails off at the back. Don't pull too tightly, just in case you accidentally misshape what you've just done. Cool, so now what we're going to do is we've just got a couple more rows to do. So for the next row we're going to start by chaining 1, turning, and then we're going to do a decrease, 4 single crochets, and then another decrease. So you should have 6 at the end of row 2, and then for row 3, chain 1, turn, decrease, 2 single crochets, and then finish off with another decrease. So that's that. If you're noticing that, because basically what we're trying to do here is make the impression of teeth, so if you're noticing that your white single crochets don't look completely neat, you can just kind of manually adjust them a little bit. So I'm just trying to slide that white loop a bit closer to the other 2, so I'm just going to do that. You see that looks a little bit better now. And then also you can try and, there's like a little bit of white that I can see there, so I might just try and move the brown over a bit more so that you can't see that, and also see if I can pull that white through a little bit more from the back. So you may just want to do some adjustments yourself to make it look a little bit neater, but you know, I think people will be able to get the idea that these are meant to be teeth. So yeah, now that that's done, we can cut our yarn. Don't worry about leaving a tail for sewing, because there's another step to the mouth left to do. So with this tail that we have here, I'm just going to knot this at the back of the mouth just to get it out of the way before we move on to the next part. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some black yarn, and I'm going to attach this into the back loop only of the final single crochet from row 1. So that's this one in the top right basically. So I'm just going to do that. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be slip stitching all the way around the mouth in this black colour. So what I'm going to do is, for this stitch, I'm going to be doing 2 slip stitches into this one because it's like a corner stitch, so like this. And then for each of the next 6, I'm just going to be doing 1 slip stitch, and I am just working in the back loops only for this whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to work 2 slip stitches into the back loop of this single crochet, so the last one that we need to do at the top here, like this. Then we're going to work 3 slip stitches down the side of the mouth, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to work 4 slip stitches in the back loops across the bottom, so row 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally I'm going to work another 3 slip stitches up the other side. 1, 2, 3. And then what you can do is to finish off, you can just slip stitch into the first slip stitch that you did, and then that kind of completes the circle. So now your mouth should look something like this. So you can just cut your black yarn, leaving a tail long enough for sewing, and then we can pin this to the front of the face and we can start sewing this down. I've pinned the mouth down to the front of the face like this, just slightly below the eyes, and I'm going to just be doing, I think, a running stitch all the way around to sew this down. So I'll just show you the first few. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that until I get back to where I started basically, so I'll meet you at that point. I've fully sewn the mouth down now, so I'm just going to feed my yarn tail through to one of the other black stitches, and then I'll just cut that. So yeah, that is the mouth done now. So the next thing that we need to do is just to make the arms and the legs, which I think will probably be made all in the same pattern, but I'll let you know when I've worked that out in a minute. So I've gone ahead and made the arms and the feet because they're quite simple, and I did make them slightly different from each other, so these aren't four of the exact same piece. These two feet are slightly different to the arms, so I'll just talk you through the rounds for each of them. So for the arms, you're just going to do 4 single crochets in a magic circle, then increase all the way around for round 2 to get you up to 8 single crochets. Then for rounds 3 to 5, just single crochet all the way around, cut your yarn, leaving a tail for sewing. And then for the legs, which are these ones, it's pretty much the same, except you start off with 5 single crochets in round 1, then round 2 you increase all the way around, that'll get you to 10 single crochets at the end of round 2, and then you just do rounds 3 to 5 single crochet all the way around as well, and then cut your yarn, leaving a tail for sewing. So once you have 2 of the feet and 2 of the arms, come back and I'll show you how to sew these, and then we'll be done. I'm starting by sewing the legs down, so as you can see I've already done one of the ones here, so I'm just going to start off the other one with you on camera now. So I'm just trying to place this kind of equal distance away from the other leg, and then I'm just going to start whip stitching all the way around. You could use pins if you want to, but I've chosen not to. So I'm just going to keep whip stitching, and also one thing to mention is before you get all the way around you're going to want to add a little bit of stuffing, so I might just do that at this point as well, just stuff the leg. Probably easier to do that when you've just got a few stitches left, so that you don't have like loads of stuffing that you're trying to avoid when you're sewing around. But yeah, you just want to make sure that you do that as well. So I will meet you when I've finished whip stitching all the way around. I finished whip stitching all the way around, so I'm just going to weave the yarn tail through and then snip that, and those are what my 2 legs look like at the front now. So now all we need to do is to sew the arms. So again, I've already sewn down this arm, so I'm just going to be doing the other one with you now. Again, just trying to place it in roughly, the right place. And then I'm going to just start whip stitching that around. So yeah, I'm just going to finish that off camera, and don't forget to add your stuffing before you finish sewing all the way around. I finished sewing this arm all the way around, so I'm just going to weave that yarn tail through, cut that, and then we are done. So I'll just show you a slightly better angle of the finished product, but yeah, that's it. So this is what the completed Shooky looks like. Due to the way that I sewed on the legs, mine doesn't stand up. Maybe yours would if you sewed it a different way, but I still think it's really cute. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.